Welcome everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Maggie, your fearless marketing coach. And today in my show, I have a very special guest. As you know, I am working with women entrepreneurs who would like to move their offline business online, but for some reason they didn't do it because maybe they are scared of technology or maybe they don't know where really to start, or they have no idea what kind of marketing activities should support their business. I have met on my way, on my journey, this fantastic woman that I will introduce to you in a moment. Her name is Sandra Owen. And we have met during group coaching when Sandra made a tremendous impact on me, and I would like to share it in a minute. But first, let me introduce her. I have her bio with me. Sandra is an advanced grief recovery specialist, experienced coach, and qualified woodwind teacher. Finding herself lost, heartbroken, and lacking self-belief in 2012, Sandra has invested many years, time, and money in rediscovering and transforming herself. She is leading coach and mentor in her field and found new purpose and meaning in life. She is saying, would you take scuba diving lessons from someone who has never scuba dived? Using her extensive knowledge, skills, and understanding of self-development, craft, and metaphysical concepts, Sandra has ingeniously combined her passions to create phenomenal programs to help you out of the pit of quiet desperation that often follows tragedy and loss. Crisis triggers a need for change, but where do you go when you are stuck and unable to see the way out? The Consciously Create Your Life program is a perfect solution. It enables to reconnect with your inner child, and it shifts the perspective. It allows to understand how we create our life experience, which is essential to transformation. Sandra has a profoundly gentle way of helping people to regain their self-belief, self-confidence, discover hidden talents, open their mind to their own potential, and transform their lives. She does it through a unique combination of creativity, craft, metaphysical teaching that helps you to relax your mind and stop focusing on painful emotions. And I have to admit that when I met Sandra about 10 months ago, I think, I found her as extremely gentle person, that's for sure. And probably 6 months ago, I was witnessing how Sandra was developing and how Sandra was conquering her fear of being visible. And to tell you the truth, I was feeling probably more scared than she was. Yet I saw that she was moving. I was still sitting scared and I was shivering, while maybe she was shivering too, but she was moving forward. And that triggered something in me that allowed me to make my first steps to be more visible, to be more active online. So Sandra will stay in my heart forever as a sign of tremendous courage. Because courage is not, the stupid bravery where you just go and shout. The courage for me is to do things that you are scared of and move forward despite your fears. So today I wanted to welcome Sandra, and I wanted to ask ask her about her journey. Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning. Thank you, Maggie. That's really lovely to welcome me.
Thank you. Let's maybe start from this fear that I remember so profoundly. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? What really was that? What was holding you from being more visible?
I think it's a fear of being judged, a fear of not being good enough,
All
a
right.
fear that people will criticize, and then that knocks your confidence. So it's better not to put yourself out there and be criticized.
Mm.
And that was kind of what was going on in my mind, I suppose. So yeah, it took a lot to try and get past that fear of doing Facebook Live videos and any videos really.
And did you, I mean, how did you felt it in your body? How does it made you miserable, really?
Not making yourself visible, is that what you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's like a contraction inside. It's like in your heart, in your stomach, you just feel contracted. And I can remember sitting there having the camera on. This was before Facebook Lives, just doing ordinary videos and recording. And I would just stand there and open my mouth, and either nothing would come out or just complete gobbledygook. I just blur. I couldn't say anything, and I couldn't find any words. And I'm better writing it down than I am speaking it live. And it took a lot to get over that, I think. I can remember sitting there when I did the Facebook Lives, just sitting there for ages. My finger was ready to hit the button, and I just couldn't do it.
So did you start to procrastinate, or what was your strategy? How did you delay it?
I gave up. I just put the phone down and went off and did something else. And try and psych myself up again, thinking, come on, you can do this. It's, don't be so ridiculous. You can do it. But it's as soon as you see that button start to record and you're live, it's like my brain just went completely blank, and couldn't think of a single thing to say. And I think the first few I did, I think I deleted them. And then when I did finally manage to do one, I think I did it at a time when I thought nobody would be watching. And I just literally did it like 1 minute, and gradually
All right, so that was your strategy.
yeah.
To make yourself confident or more confident, you picked up consciously the time when probability that people will be there was close to zero. So nobody will be watching. Okay, and if you were dissatisfied in your own opinion, then you deleted it. That was your
Yes,
safety net in a way. Yeah. I,
yes, I guess it
I remember when
was. Yes.
I had completely different strategy, but when I did one of the first Facebook Lives, and nobody was watching it. I mean, I didn't see this little eye, that people are watching. And then, and I was okay, I was speaking. But then somebody popped up, and then I got like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So what do I do? What do I do?
Yes, I remember that feeling too. Yes.
Do you remember how long did you kept yourself miserable and trying and trying?
Um, it was a while. I would say, a few weeks before I had the courage to do a Facebook Live.
Mm.
Doing pre-recorded videos. I started doing that a few years ago, and a friend of mine helped me. Her expertise was in helping people to start doing videos of themselves. And it was so funny because we set all the camera up and she was there helping me, so I could talk to her on the other side of the camera. And I nearly cried. I just still couldn't do it. And in the end, it was like, okay, let's just leave it, and I'll just practice by myself.
Mm.
Even though she was a friend, I still couldn't record myself.
Yeah.
It was
For
a big
me,
fear for me.
for me, for instance, when I was starting, it felt really intimidating when my husband was at home. He didn't have to be in the same room. I just knew that he is at home and he might listen, or he might hear, actually, not even listen, he might hear that I am speaking. That was no. So I was sending him away with the dogs for the walk or for shopping. He had to be out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I had also this block of speaking to the camera instead of speaking to the person.
Mm-hmm.
So I came up with a little hack, and I saw it on the internet. I didn't come up with this myself. That I have just took the little yellow post-it card, and I posted it above my camera with a little face on it. So I draw the face, and I was speaking to this face. So it really helped me to imagine that this is maybe my client. I called him the name of my client, and I was speaking to him. So
Yes, I did similar. I stuck a little photograph up. I think I put a picture of my sister or someone,
there you
someone
go.
I knew well,
Yeah.
and imagined I was talking to her.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So you kept yourself miserable. Then you were trying, and do you remember? Do you remember how long was this? Trial and error and going to the feeling confident period? How long did it last for you?
I don't think it's ever stopped. I still don't like it. I feel more comfortable having a conversation with someone like we're doing now, and
Mm.
there's someone at the other end to reflect back and ask questions. If I have to do it by myself, I do find I get really quite tongue-tied. I just get stuck in what I'm supposed to say. I prefer to record myself and then edit out all the ums and ah bits and put it together so it looks a little bit more succinct. But if it's live, it's very different. I think
It is. But do you
I
edit?
still struggle with it a bit, I must admit.
Do you edit a lot?
If
When
it's a pre-recorded,
you-
no. If it's pre-recorded, I might just edit out little gaps
Mhm.
so that it sounds a little bit more succinct, because I'm sure people don't want to sit there and watch me umming and ahhing and messing about.
And I'm with you on this. I remember that when I was starting, I started also from pre-recorded videos, and in the beginning they were really 2 minutes, 5 minutes, but I couldn't accept, how I look. What did I say? So I was cutting and editing and trying to make it look good. Obviously, it didn't look good because you cannot cut the video so many times.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I think that I'm just cutting the beginning and the end, usually, and that's it, and it goes. So yeah, we are getting better with this.
Definitely. I think it's such a strange thing to see yourself talking, isn't it? Because we don't see ourselves talking because
Right.
we're
And we don't hear
inside.
our voice.
No.
I mean,
Hearing
the,
you.
the way my voice, I envisage my voice is completely different things that I hear it. Uh,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
a completely strange person. I don't know who it is.
Yes, it is. It's you hear yourself differently, you see yourself differently, and then obviously when you're on camera as well, you look different to how you look in the mirror, because we're used to seeing our reflection in one way, but
Yeah.
often especially in Facebook lives and things, everything's reversed. So
Yes. And you have these strange angles as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
true, true. Mm. Okay, so time for sharing. What really made you crack it? What helps you to say, I don't know, maybe it was like, Sandra, suck it up, you have to do it, or some other maybe more metaphysical approach.
um I think it was partly because I was doing a challenge,
Mhm.
and I'm the sort of person that if I'm given a challenge, I have to I have to meet that challenge. So that was a part of it.
There was an external help in a way. You participated in some kind of challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So you had external help.
Only in as much as being held accountable to complete the challenge.
Okay, yeah, but that's enough. That's enough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so you participated in the challenge, and then what?
I did the Facebook Lives. So I did a series. I think I did about 15 in the end, which made me feel a lot better. But then, as soon as the challenge was over, I stopped doing them. So then I have to kind of build myself up again to do it again. So that's one of the things that I am working on, being more consistent now without having to have somebody push me. I'm doing it because I want to share my message with the world, share what I've got to offer, because I know that it can help people. So if you don't tell people, then you can't help anyone, can you?
Exactly. So let us talk about what you do and how you help people, because this is fascinating. I am always amazed with people who have this, artistic soul, and you are definitely one of those. A very gentle person with also dedicated to craft, and I know that you are making amazing things. So let's share that.
Okay, thank you. Well, when I was young, my own father died when I was a very young girl. So my way of soothing my emotions at that time was to do creative art. I didn't know then that that's what I was doing. It was just my way of helping myself to feel good. Nearly 50 years later, I was at a place where I felt my life had fallen apart and I was not in a good place emotionally, and I wanted to change, but I couldn't think how. I didn't feel, well, I'm not qualified to do anything other than teach woodwind, which I've been doing for like 24 years at that point. How can I possibly do anything else? And as I went through my own personal development journey, the idea about what I really loved was craft. I loved doing craft. And then I thought, I need to be more specific than that. And it was actually recycling craft, because when I was young, we didn't have lots of money to buy loads of craft stuff. And I realized that actually what I was good at was transforming rubbish into, lovely craft projects.
So
and
doing
then
something from nothing in a way.
Yes, yeah.
I love that.
And so that then became the basis for my own business now, because often when we're feeling in a place of pain, or we've been through a tragedy or been through loss, or for whatever reason, we often doubt ourselves. We think we're rubbish. We think we can't do stuff. We can't see our own gifts and talents. And by taking the recycling projects, and you are literally transforming something that you previously thought was no good to anybody, and realizing that actually it has potential, it opens your mind to start to see your own potential. And you start to, because we can't see something unless we've prepared our brains to see it. And it's important.
I think that many people, including myself, just judge themselves as being non-creative.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you are coming from completely different angles, saying that everybody is creating and everybody can really create art.
Yes, I think we are all creative. It depends on your definition of the word creative and how you apply that to yourself. I mean, we're not all Picassos. No, we're not all, master painters.
Right.
That's not what I mean by creative.
Mm-hmm.
That is a specific type of art. But we create all the time through our thoughts and our feelings. And whatever you think of, whatever you imagine for yourself, you're creating it. If you then pursue that, so for example, you decide that you want to set up your own business, if you pursue that and you imagine yourself having your own business and you start to get ideas about what you want to do, you're creating. You don't have to do that with paint, you know. So being creative is not necessarily about doing art, but using creative art is my way of helping people to understand it. So all the projects that I use and have made, most of them involve some sort of recycling materials, things that you throw away every day because you thought that they had no use.
No value as well.
Yeah.
Can you share something? I love the story about the sheeps, actually. You shared
Okay.
the story of sheep with me. I love them.
Yeah, this little guy, her name's Sheila. And she's just made from, these are bottle tops for her feet. The legs are just, you know, trainer sticks for plants, you know, that you put in plants.
Yeah.
Her wool is made from the stuffing from an old pillow, and her head is just cardboard. The hat is a toilet roll and bits of old wool. But what she represents is that our thoughts need guiding. We have thoughts coming into our heads all the time, but if we don't guide them and take them in the direction that we want to go in, then they will go wandering all over the place. And like sheep will just kind of wander everywhere, and you've kind of got to gather them up and herd them to where you want them to go.
You need a shepherd.
Yes. So you are the shepherd, if you like, of your own mind, your own thoughts. And if you don't check your thoughts and watch what you're saying to yourself, check your own belief systems, you can end up kind of going down all sorts of different angles, which is not helpful to you.
Right, right. Anything else you want to share from the crafts? I know you have them.
Yeah, I've got a couple of things here actually. This little lady here, she is my guardian granny, and she again is made from old clothes that I know they weren't able to be used as clothes, so I've just cut them up. And her head is made from a pair of old tights. Her hat is made from cardboard and a bottle top. And she's on a little trainer stick as well. So the idea is that when you have a thought, those thoughts are like seeds in your mind, and they will grow regardless of whether they're positive or negative. Your subconscious mind doesn't really care what you plant. It will grow. The same as the soil. You can plant a weed or you can plant a beautiful rose. Both will grow. And so the idea is that you buy yourself a plant, something that you love. It could be a rose plant, it could be something else. And then she sits in the plant pot next to your plant to remind you to watch the seeds that you're planting and nurturing in your mind. Are you nurturing the seeds that you want to grow? The beautiful I can't think of the right word. The beautiful thoughts and the things. That's the one. The positive thoughts that you want, or are you nurturing the negative and woe is me type of thoughts that are going to spiral you down?
I love that concept, because especially at the beginning, when you are at the beginning of a journey of, you know, awakening, you start paying attention to your thoughts, because you know that, you know, if you follow the positive ones, they will grow, and the negative will put you down. Basically, some of them can put you down. But you need a reminder, because you don't have this routine. You don't catch your thoughts on the spot. So I love the concept of this granny. How do you call it? Granny.
Guardian granny.
Guardian granny. Yes,
she's guarding your thoughts.
Fantastic concept. I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really. I think it's really important to know as well that if you get stuck in an emotional downward spiral, so you're having negative emotions, then that may be that there's more underlying things there that just need that extra bit of help, which is where the other aspect of my work comes in, because you can't move forward in the direction that you want to go if you're trying to carry all this baggage from the past that is kind of keeping you stuck.
I agree.
There's two different elements to the process.
I agree. I agree. And you need to sort of uncover till the last, very last layer to see what are these unhelpful, what's the word now I'm looking, unhelpful beliefs that we have about ourselves.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because they are dragging us into different
Mm-hmm.
directions.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe last thing I wanted to ask you, since you made tremendous up-leveling, and I was witnessing your development for the last months. I wanted to ask you for maybe words of wisdom in a way. I mean, what would you recommend to the entrepreneurs who are just sitting there right now and being scared to move online, to be visible, to do Facebook Live, you know, all of that that you have to do as entrepreneur? How, yeah, what would you recommend them? What should they do?
I think it's really good to have a mentor or a coach to help support you, because it is really hard on your own. And I think I struggled with that to start with. You know, you end up going around in circles, and you get stuck in your own little world. We can't see our own eyes and ears without a mirror, and having a coach or a mentor to help you enables you to look at things from different perspectives. So that's a first thing I would suggest is a good thing to do if you can. To know that everything that you have experienced in your life has been for you to grow, to hone the diamond that you are really, and use those thoughts, those life experiences, and put them together. So when you've got the things that you are naturally good at, your natural gifts, which often I believe personally showed up in childhood, which is why I think it's really important to connect with your inner child. The things that you loved doing as a child, I think, are clues to what you should be doing now as an adult, in maybe in a slightly different format. So for example, with me, I did the creative art as a child because it soothed my emotions as a child because of the experiences I'd had. But I loved doing it, and it helped me to feel good. And I've now moved that into a new, more mature format, if you like, to be able to coach other people. So I'm using my love, my passions, with the life experience that I've had. I've been teaching now for 25 years, plus the fact that I've been through, you know, tragedy, I've been through divorce, relationship breakups. All of those things have given me life experience. So when you take what you love, take your working experience, your knowledge, and your life experience, and if you can put those together in a way that can help other people, then I think you're onto, you know, a good thing, I think. And once you've become clear on that, you can move forward and start to take that out into the world. And I think we're at a pivotal time now where it's so important for all of us entrepreneurial women and men who are now digging deep into ourselves, looking at what we have to offer that can help transform people's lives, because lives are being transformed, and they can be transformed for the better, or they can be transformed for the negative. So there's going to be so many people that are looking now to change their life in some way, because they don't want to go back to the old. You know, we've all had a break, we're all at home rethinking our lives, and it's time now to look at, okay, what do I actually want now moving forward? So it's important that the more of us that can share our journeys and our skills and our knowledge, the more we can help everybody.
Definitely. That's why I think that the communities are growing so much in on Facebook or in any other social media, because people need that togetherness as well, and
Mm.
cooperation and focus, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's the time. All right. Thanks a lot, Sandra. It was a pleasure to talk to you about that. I'm sure that many people will take some wisdom and will take a lesson from that. If there are people who are struggling with moving online and who are scared, like both of us were, then I invite them to my community on Facebook, which is called Fearless, Unstoppable, Prosperous. And if you are looking for grief recovery, then Sandra set up community, which is called, Sandra, help me here.
Consciously Create Your Life.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Consciously Create Your Life is my Facebook group.
Okay.
It's introducing both the emotional side, and some people want grief recovery, other people are looking for the creativity, and other people are looking for both. So it just, it's there for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. So we hope to see you in our communities. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful rest of the day and rest of the week. Bye, guys. Bye.